What's up, and welcome in to Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Thanks so much for downloading the podcast and checking me out on YouTube, youtube.com. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment to everything we do on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. And because it's summertime, it is about the summer of football. Yes, training camps are happening across the country. The NFL is here, and this is why we celebrate the great game of football. For summer football, it could be college, it could be pro, it could be anything else. But today we talk about the Chicago Bears and my favorite column of the year, the Mike Sando piece from theathletic.com, as he takes a look at the quarterback tiers, the best of the best at the quarterback position for the National Football League. We're presented by the fine folks over at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. They've been shrimply delicious since 1950, my friends. And they've got 4 locations, one on Canal Street, right by the Rate. They have Hillside and Evergreen Park and Olympia Fields as well. So make sure you check out Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. Again, the best in seafood. And by the way, speaking of that, I'm the plug. I'm the actual plug. If you go to Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, any of the locations I just mentioned, Hillside, Evergreen Park, Olympia Fields, Canal Street, I will give you some money off your bill. Just say ESPN Chicago and that J Hood sent you, and it's a discount for you. Because we're connected on Cap and J Hood and on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood, I got your hookup. Just go in and say, ESPN discount, please. ESPN Chicago discount. And boom, you're taken care of. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, shrimply delicious since 1950. It is time now for us to not just talk football. No. Not just to talk football. It's time for us to be able to dig deep into the trenches. Yeah, that's exactly right. And they dig into the trenches. There's only one man that can dig deep into the trenches, and as this man right here, Kenneith Davis. There he is, folks. There he is. He joins us right here at Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. And as always, I appreciate the time.
Oh, no, I appreciate it, man. I love that. That was definitely a great look right there.
Well, I mean, it's you. When you think about
That's
it,
nice.
Take a look at that. You see all the X's and O's. If you're listening, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. But our listeners, there's all kind of plays that Ken has run in his football career all over this graphic we have, because it's time for the trenches, and there's only one man that can do that, and it's you, sir.
Yes, it is I. All right, the trench warfare maven.
We've got a lot to talk about and catch up with, man. But first, you know what we should do? We should celebrate. We should celebrate something for the Chicago Bears, you and I, because big man, Darnell Wright has set the market at right tackle in the National Football League, but definitely with the Chicago Bears. $92 million guaranteed, a 4-year deal for Darnell Wright. We should talk about the legacy of Darnell Wright, where he started and where he is right now. You know why this is special, Ken? It's a draft pick, a high draft pick that's getting a second contract with the Chicago Bears. You know how rare that is?
Yes, extremely rare.
Yeah. Well, so when you first heard that news about Darnell Wright, getting the big contract, not just a big contract, but setting the market, what was your initial reaction?
We saw it coming. So it wasn't a surprise. We knew that they were having contract discussions. I mean, if I'm being honest, you look at it, he's going into his 4th year. They still have the 5th-year option. I'm sure some of it is get this money out of the way so they can sort out the deals that are coming down the line, because you look at Caleb and Rome going into year 3, so they're going to have to figure out, basically definitely have to probably pay Caleb after this season or during next season or beginning of next season. But the thought was, could you have waited? And it's really just because, in all fairness, he's been okay, but he had one extremely good year, which was last year. Now we know you have Ben Johnson there, which he credited, and online coach Roshar, which has helped benefit him with the straight talk. But I just hope that wasn't an outlier, and I don't think it will be. But when I look at, in all fairness, I've had 3 years of Darnell Wright. All right. And out of those 3, 1 year he played to the pedigree of his draft position. Right. Mm-hmm. And also anybody watching the draft on NBC that we were hosting during this draft. Right. I was so Jalen Carter. So always, and it has nothing to do with Darnell Wright, but it'll always be in the back of my mind. Speaking of another person who got paid a lot of bread from the Philadelphia Eagles, but Darnell Wright has. It looks like he can be a perennial All-Pro at right tackle. I just have to consistently see it. And again, I believe he will, but I'm comparing 2 years to one. So I have to take into consideration what the majority of the time as a Bear, what his play, where I rated at.
So to me, this is a win for the Chicago Bears because you're locking up a young talent at right tackle. So last year, Danny Rochar, around this time, as you recall, Danny Rochar, offensive line coach, is like, yeah, we like Darnell, but we need consistency from him because he gets tired quickly when he's on the field. And so I think that the coaching staff of the Bears, and you and I were talking about this, Ken, they were emboldened because they were new to just talk shit and just be open with it. The Eberflus regime would not do that because everyone's trying to save their job. I get that, right? But this new staff, from Ben Johnson to Eric Bieniemy to some of the other coaches, including Danny Rochar, was very open about some of these Eberflus guys. Just like, yeah, they're not special, or oh yeah, we got to keep working with them. But Rochar was very steadfast and telling you, like, we think that he's a really good player when he's consistent. So I think that the light turned on for Darnell Wright after the Las Vegas Raider game. He's out there with the cast, right? Pretty much one arm, and was a great asset for Caleb Williams in that offensive line. And he played his ass off. And so from Ryan Pohl's standpoint, he's looking at it as this, like, man, you're playing out there hurts with the cast, and no one was really going on your side and really getting to the quarterback. Yeah, we're going to lock you up. And so I'll give him credit. They locked up an asset, one of the young guys on this offensive line, because some of these other guys are older. They might not be around for the next 2 or 3 years. Who knows? But at least Wright is someone that the Bears targeted.
And on top of that, it's funny when you're saying that, you kind of had the money, because when you're talking about young players, you thought you were going to have a young center to go along with Darnell Wright and Drew Dahlman. And that Drew Dahlman money, basically from, of course, not last year, but the future years, are basically gone. So it helps you. I mean, again, I'm with it. I'm taking a wait and see approach, Hoodie, and I hope that he proves like, nah, this is who I am. But I still got to see it again. Give me 2 years of it, and I'm 10 toes down with it.
I need your help on something else, sir. We got some problems. That back end of that defense, man, there are some major problems. Okay, so with Kobe Bryant, as we take a look at this depth chart, Kobe Bryant on the field, I was not near the play because it's one-on-ones on Monday, right? It's a non-contact situation where he plants wrong, and Kobe Bryant's now out 8 to 10 weeks. And some of the Bears are saying, well, this is a positive, Ken. I'm just like, well, this is supposed to be on the anchors at safety. And now he's going to be out until maybe, best case scenario, mid-October. So here's the problem with this secondary, and just talking about the safety. So we know Kyler Gordon, who was around Chicago working in the facility, still not ready to go. And the Bears are frustrated with this. So he's out indefinitely. Dylan Tiedemann is a rookie. There's exactly 0 snaps of NFL game experience between the other safeties on this depth chart that we're looking at. Javarius Owens, Skylar Thomas, and Anthony Johnson Jr. Okay, and also, by the way, Elijah Hicks is the top backup, and he's on the PUP list. I know it's training camp, Ken, but that's not good. It's not good at all.
No, it's bad. I mean, again, I know you're gonna want to sugarcoat things, particularly it's the beginning of the season, so you're not gonna come out and say, well, this could help, it will factor into hurting our season. But let's be honest, all right? You let All-Pro Hall of Famer walk, and you were replacing him with what you viewed, and of course, I'm talking about Kevin Byard, and you replaced him with what you believe was an upgrade, particularly probably because of youth and versatility, because that's the key for me. Me viewing what this safety unit and the DBs, how it looked coming into the second season of Dennis Allen, it seemed like versatility was the biggest key. It's Didn't seem like they wanted as much to necessarily have a Bayard Brisker type, where Brisker could perhaps be more of a box guy, even though he can play a deep center. But you went out and got Kobe Bryant, a Super Bowl champ, because you thought he was going to be basically the leader in that backfield, defensive backfield. All right, so that's on top of the upgrade in play that you believe you were going to get. And then the factor that hurts the most, one was the reps that you mentioned, but it's Kyler Gordon. Like, if you're telling me they have a rookie, a guy that could be an all-pro at cornerback, a guy that should be a top 5 nickelback who has shown you versatility, maybe sometimes you play it. I mean, you could play him on the outside, but still a guy with that versatility that can come in off the blitz, can play the tight end, can do whatever, take out the running back if he's in the flat or he's going for a run. We know what prime Kyler Gordon can be. With Kyler Gordon being gone, this makes this troubling. And think about this too, how important that defensive backfield was to this team last year. They were not getting the pass rush. All right, defense, and it was beat up last year. So I guess that's the silver lining, right? It was beat up last year, and they led the league in takeaways. Now I assume that none of us think that they will lead the league in takeaways. You will hope they will at least could be in the top 10, because leading the league in takeaways year after year, that's rare, and it's basically more of an outlier. This defense could be better without having as many takeaways if they were generating more pressure up front, getting the ball out faster, creating incompletions or creating takeaways. But yeah, the Kobe Bryant injury had been out to what looks like it could be November. And then, another thing too that's troubling, a lot of times when stuff like this happens, that guy's never the same that season. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But let's look at the guys that we know. Jalen Johnson wasn't right when he came back last year, and neither were Kyler Gordon, right? We don't know what the stability in that knee is going to be like. I'm sure you would hope it would be a situation where he can't hurt it anymore. But if it's a situation where it's unstable and they're going like, we don't want to do surgery, let's do rest, but it really can't get structurally as sound, and it could just have him questioning it, or it could something bad could happen. Because I mean, the first thought that we're all thinking when you read it that he went down and he had to get carted off and it was not contact was, did he tear his ACL? Which clearly he did not. But that really is my troubling thought, Hoodie, is how is he when he comes back? One, can they sustain while he is gone? Of course, is the first question. The second, though, coming to a new team, trying to establish yourself as a leader on this team. Now, in a way, he's out the way. Like, it's only so much we can hear from a guy we've never played with. It's different, and it's still not exactly the same if this was a veteran on our team that got hurt that we've already been following. This is a guy that was joining our team, trying to establish himself as one of the leaders, who's now set to the side till November, and you hope then he can come back and play. But the leadership part, that's soon to be seen, because that's going to take until the offseason damn near, depending on how he come back and how well he plays when he comes back.
Yeah, they say 8 to 10, so that might be Halloween, but it could be closer to early November. Who knows, right? But then, right. but the point is well made by you in that. So what are you getting? Like when he comes back off that injury. Now, here's the thing: there's no surgery, which is a miracle, because there's 3 different things that's wrong with him. So somehow there's no surgery, but still, can he get off? Can he be able to go shuttle side to side and be as effective as he was when he was healthy? That's pretty big. It's a big question.
Hoodie, okay, also for the layman, he's on defense, that's reaction. Yeah. If I'm on offense, for instance, I want to compare the Rome injury last year. It's an apples to oranges comparison because we're talking about a foot, all right? But one, I'm bringing it up because Rome was never the same after setting the league ablaze at the beginning of the season, basically. Looking like he was going to be a Pro Bowler. He was never the same when he came back from injury, to go along with the DBs that I mentioned earlier. But a wide receiver knows, all right, 10 yards and I'm going to cut. 10 yards is an option for me either to cut or go. He knows, okay, I can hide, or I can protect is a better way for me to phrase it. I can protect my injury. As a DB, you're just reacting to whatever that guy's doing, and you can't protect yourself because it's all about reaction. So that adds a degree more to it, when you're talking about how he plays. Now, listen, he can come back and light the place up, and I hope he does. But these are just the thoughts that go through my head when I hear about something like that.
By the way, as we continue to be in the trenches, we need to take a look at this defense. Also, we found out that TJ Edwards is off the non-football injury list. And so he was out there for practice today. So TJ Edwards is back at linebacker. And that's another thing, too. It's like TJ Edwards, Devin Bush, this is what they thought they would have to be able to upgrade their linebacker spot. So that'll be interesting to watch as well. I know that you and I spent a lot of time about this defensive line, and with Montez Sweat, Javon Dexter, Grady Jarrett, and Austin Booker, I mean, it's one thing for Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, to say we got to coach him up more. I saw his soliloquy the other day, Ken, and he was like a fired up Southern Baptist preacher in the rural areas.
Okay, see, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna ask that question. I was like, oh, wait, hold on now. Hold on. There's two different types. Which way you going with that?
Well, it's a Southern Baptist preacher that is selling you miracle water off the wagon. Is that clear?
Clear now.
Because we weren't doing that. We didn't have the miracle water. Couldn't afford the jars. But I would say that's how fired up the Dennis Allen was. Like, we're just going to coach him harder. We're going to find guys that just like, Dennis, look, the offense is kicking your ass, man. It's just a fact. I mean, you might get a little bit better pass rush in practice, but because Ben Johnson has 15 different offensive weapons out there, and you don't know where the ball's going left or right, it's difficult on this defense, right? It's just now the offense yesterday had they say a difficult time. I don't know what that really means. The defense won, maybe in the trenches, maybe, but ultimately the offense will be kicking the defense's ass. So what can Dennis Allen do to be able to get more from his defense this upcoming season?
Pray. You mentioned the preaching aspect. Pray. I mean, hope you know what? Let's revisit this. Hope the Grady Jarrett situation, because this is actually what the Kobe Bryant thing could kind of be what we hope happens. Except Grady Jarrett played, but didn't play as well when he came back last year. He had some stretches when he came back. But the key why I'm bringing it up is Grady Jarrett was supposed to be a leader, and he was hurt. And you can't establish yourself on a new team as a leader when you're not available to be out there to show the guys why they should be following you. All right. So you hope that Grady Jarrett is better than what he was last year. You hope that you did not see the ceiling for Dayo Dangbo. Right. And again, this isn't me, because I think they should have done something. Let me put that card on the table. I think they should have they did not have to go out and mortgage their future for Myles Garrett, but you needed either a B-level edge rusher or almost a slightly premium DT, right? And like even this too, and it was something as far as like on the Windy City pod with Alex that I had came over to do, because we were talking about the draft and we're talking about like McDonald out of Ohio State. They didn't even get a guy that, okay, I won't pass rush. They didn't even get a run stopper. Like,
no,
you were bad in both ways last year. And so it's like, what when you're saying that about Dennis Allen, and I have an affinity for Dennis Allen, what else can Dennis Allen say if they're not giving him the dogs to go out there? He's not going to say, hey, you see, damn, they putting everybody on, they using all them picks on offense, right? Don't blame me when you got your third tight end is a third rounder, and you just got a tight end last year in the first round, all right? And you got a guy that's one of your larger contracts that's a tight end up in here too. And you're drafting Xavier Thomas, who most people had as a seventh rounder. Like, if I'm Dennis Allen, I'm pulling my hair out, because I'm like, dog, I get we may not have exactly the guy that I want, but there's a couple of names up there I'm willing to work with and find out if he can become one of my guys. But that's it. You could just pray. You can hope that the Africana. All right, that's all the hope I got now. I'm like, boy, this Africana. Oh, this refugee better come out here and do what I need him to do. I hope. I was like, Vandenberg, Vandenbeek, Vandenbeek. I'm like, I need you. Listen, I'm like, I gotta push all my chips. All right.
Yes. There he is, right there. Yes.
Yeah. Jordan Vandenberg.
That's right. Number 96.
I have to push all my chips in the hoping that this kid goes on a run that nobody can see coming. All right. If you be like, oh my goodness, what the Bears found in the 7th round, look at the push that this guy's getting. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, I don't see anything. Montez Sweat is who he is. Austin Booker. Still, the hope is. I'll say this too: the Austin Booker hope isn't fraudulent. Let me say that. And a lot of times, as Bears fans, we've had fraudulent hope. You know, but I still believe there's a higher ceiling for Austin Booker. Austin Booker has done nothing to make me not believe in him. And I know people be like, "What do you mean?" A lot of times we're not honest about the play that we see because of the hope that we have for a player with our favorite franchise insignia on them. And you're not like, dude is not who we thought that he was when they drafted him. Austin Booker still seems like there's levels for him to get to, and that's the biggest hope. But that should not be your biggest hope. You should not be betting everything on a player who has not been out there and had enough reps to show you I can be the running mate to that guy y'all gave that big contract to and made that trade for.
We are brought to you by Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. There it is. Shrimply delicious since 1950. And I've got the hookup, you see, Ken. You just go in there and just be like, hey, Jay Hood said I get a discount. The ESPN Chicago discount. That's where you go. Right there. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp.
You like Master P with the hookup?
Sure. Sure.
I never thought the first thing I think about is Master P. I'm sorry, it's from my youth. I got the hookup. Oh,
that's right, folks. The trenches. Master P. With Ken Davis and Jonathan Hood right here at Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. I sent you, sir, my favorite column.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good tier list, Ken Davis. Let me just tell you, with a tear in my eye, let me tell you, around this season, I love a good tier list. I do. You know why I love a good tier list? It's because it makes for great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when I first saw this thing, I would print it out and just put it in a folder. You just pull it out when I needed to on a talk show, just to talk about the best of the best, right? Oh, I love it. I love a good tier list. But this is the best one, though, because it's Mike Sando. It's the best one. It's the most informed. I've been seeing this for about a decade. It's really good. I know CBS Sportsline has theirs and some other. It's not the same. Those are fugazi, man. That's not the real thing. It's not what Mom used to call the genuine article. It's not the genuine article. You would call that, right? You've heard that before.
Genuine. The people say the genuine article.
Is that the genuine article? It is not.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to be able to talk to you, sir, about this tier list because it's a lot of fun to be able to take a look at this. And, of course, they are showing where the mountain starts, and the mountain starts with Patrick Mahomes, of course. There's Joe Burrow in the number 1 tier. There's others in the number 2, 3, and 4 tier. And we're going to break them all down because I want to get your thoughts on what they've done here. So let's start off first with the tier 1 quarterbacks. They say tier 1, and by the way, this is based on, and we should give we should tell people where Mike Sando got the information from. In his column, he says that he has talked to a lot of executives and coaches. Let's see. The panel this year consisted of 8 general managers, 5 assistant GMs, 5 former GMs, and 3 other executives, plus 9 head coaches, 10 defensive coordinators, 5 offensive coordinators, 2 offensive assistants, 1 defensive assistant, and 2 coaches specializing in analytics. That's 21 executives and 29 coaches overall. That's a lot of people to talk to be able to come up with this formula. So all good. Tier 1 quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow. Do you have a problem with the tier 1?
No, because it's not the propaganda that's been spreaded around that now Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm not saying that he's not one of, and I'm not saying that he's not a fantasy. You got to get him in fantasy because what he can do with his legs. But until proven wrong and he went down by injury, you got to knock the king out. Patrick Mahomes is back. None of these guys have a winning record versus Patrick Mahomes. So again, I will say this: after this season, if Patrick Mahomes is showing some sign of decline, then I think it should be adjusted. But all I've been hearing on all other platforms is, no, it's Josh Allen. I'm like, Josh Allen has some stuff to prove, y'all. All right, like yes. Some winning that needs to be done. But no, I think this is pretty good. I think you look at the MVP is 3rd, Matthew Stafford. Of course, age has to factor into that, and Joe Burrow being last because Joe Burrow is never healthy. But We saw even last year when healthy, it's not their offense that's the problem. It's protecting Joe Burrow and that defense with the Bengals.
The sun rises and sets with Patrick Mahomes because all the young quarterbacks want to be him. He wants that success. Every quarterback wants to have the success that Patrick Mahomes has. Mahomes is the number one quarterback. Now, listen, there are others that will look at the uncrowned king and Josh Allen. They'll take a look at Joe Burrow, but it starts with Patrick Mahomes. So here's a guy here that can play into his 2030s if he wants to. What a success story that he's been. He was a quarterback that was all over the place. It's funny, Ken, overnight they were showing like an old Fox Sports Net game with Baker Mayfield versus Patrick Mahomes. There was the wild game. Take a look at the box score of that one. It's like 62-60, something like that. Crazy game. You got to see it. You got to see that box score. But they were showing the highlights of it, and it's like every throw was a touchdown. They're running the football, drawing up stuff in the dirt. And I thought at the time, I'm like, this wild Bronco does not work in the NFL. I said at the time, I'm like, you got to be able to get back in the pocket and just play football. This dude was just running. Like, he didn't care what the OC was calling. He said, fuck it, I'm gone, right? Running around, throwing it up like we did, in grade school, all that. That's what he was doing. I'm like, and he did that at Texas Tech. I was like, that's not going to work. That double guns offense does not work. You have to have some kind of structure offensively. And you see now he's become like one of the all-time greats. So nothing against the other three, Allen, Stafford, and Burrow. But with Mahomes, he is the best. I do want to say this about Joe Burrow. Does Joe Burrow still love football?
I think so.
Well, I didn't like those press conferences at the end, man. He was downtrodden.
I don't see. That's what I'm about to get to. I don't think it's a lack of love for football. I think it's a lack of the love for the Bengals. And now talking about, okay, look, I need you to give me the prerequisite weapons. Not just, I'm happy you kept my tandem together. That's great, right? I need that defense to play better so that I can go get me the things that I need us to go get. And rightfully so, he was hesitant to go there in the first place. I mean, anytime you really hear thoughts of, well, maybe he's thinking about that smoke is probably some real smoke signals to see if you can get out of it without any repercussions when it comes to the league. But no, he's tired of losing. Like the Bengals the Bengals have done better than they've done in a lot in the past, but that defense is atrocious. And he knows they can't go anywhere with that defense playing the way that's been playing.
We move on to Tier 2 from the Mike Sando piece from theathletic.com. And it's a plethora of quarterbacks in Tier 2, Ken, as we see right here. Number 5 overall quarterback is Lamar Jackson. And I'm good with that. Lamar Jackson being the 5th best quarterback in the NFL, followed by Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Drake May, and Jared Goff. And then Jordan Love is 10. Let's stop right there. Okay, So Lamar Jackson at 5, Herbert, Dak Prescott, Drake May, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. My disconnect is that Jordan Love is not the 10th best quarterback in the National Football League. That's not a thing. Like, I don't know why you'd give Toyotathon the opportunity to be number 10 because he only comes through during Christmas into the playoffs. So it doesn't mean he's bad, but he ain't the 10th best quarterback in the NFL.
Look, my first thought before you even started on this tier is clearly Brock Purdy should be above Jordan Love. Like, if you ask me right now which one of them I could have, I'm taking Brock Purdy 9 times out of 10 and twice on Sunday. Like, and I'm not even a Brock Purdy guy, but I know he will whoop you if you give him the weapons, and he will mess you up. Like, that man can quarterback. Like, don't get it twisted. That young man, what he did to the Bears last year, and I mean, he's been doing it, but that young man can quarterback, and Jordan Love hasn't done enough. Brock Purdy has been Brock Purdy is an arm injury away from having a Super Bowl. All right? Like, let's never forget. We just talking about the first tier and Patrick Mahomes, because, listen, that's Baby Goat. First of all, I named him that. It's trademarked.
Baby Goat, yes.
And ESPN, well, no, Madden owes me because they didn't say it, but they had him holding that goat because of me and Baby Goat. Don't get it twisted, all right? I was out in these streets. Y'all used to see me at every bar you was at. They heard, they knew. They just didn't want to give me my bread. But
I saw you at the 50 talking about it, the 50-yard line.
I'm so
rest in peace.
There you go. But, I mean, when you think about the fact that arm injury and how dead to rights the Niners had the Chiefs, basically, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, that was different. That was different. That was what's the name? Was the quarterback then? I'm wrong, but that arm injury still stopped him from getting a Super Bowl. So I have Brock Purdy above him. I would have actually Caleb above him, but Caleb only had that 1 year. But I think Caleb's ceiling is much better than Jordan Love's. I mean, it's not like that Jordan Love isn't athletic, but I think he's not special like what it seems like how special Caleb is. So if I'm saying straight off and I'm putting potential in this, I would have Jordan Love at number 12 and bump up Brock Purdy and Caleb, but I will settle and just say I would at least bump up Brock Purdy. I mean, I don't think you can, if I'm being fair, now this is not one of my guys. I don't know if you can have Baker Mayfield behind Jaden Daniels. If I'm being honest.
Let's go through.
I'm sorry. You said you see at the top row. I'm jumping ahead.
No, it's fine. No, we just want the audio audience to know what we're talking. So we went through the top 10, and then 11 through 17, Brock Purdy and Caleb are tied at 11. Jaden Daniels is 13. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold are tied for 14. Trevor Lawrence is 16. And Jalen Hurts is 17 to round out the tier 2 quarterbacks. Now, we should talk about Caleb Williams here in this spot because they're tied for 11, actually, Purdy and Caleb Williams. So I would agree that I can go with Brock Purdy because of his experience at the number 10 spot. If you feel like Caleb Williams is not a top 10 quarterback, I think that's fair. And I kind of been saying that too, by the way, because it's kind of like, it just gives him more to shoot for. Like he's already a tier 2 quarterback. He's not tier 1, but if he's going to be in tier 2, he's definitely, I think, on the same path or will surpass Jordan Love on this list. I would agree that I'd have Brock Purdy 11. If you want to have Jordan Love and Caleb Williams at the same spot, I got no problem with that. There's regression with Jaden Daniels because of the injury. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, that's funny. Super Bowl champion and a guy that's whining about his contract in the same spot. Trevor Lawrence at 16, and then Jalen Hurts, a Super Bowl champion himself, at the bottom of tier 2. So so from Caleb's standpoint, I'll start there. Do you feel that Caleb is in the right spot at 11?
Yeah, I don't have any problem. I mean, listen, that completion rate and making it to the Super Bowl, who I'm more of a fan of, Drake May or Caleb, definitely Caleb, but it gotta be honest and fair. Drake May made it to the Super Bowl last year. All right. Drake May was in the MVP conversation. I mean, like, you got to give him his props. Caleb it's what you just said. It gives more fuel for Caleb to go after. You know who else Caleb got to go after? That guy you got drafted with. You got to show that you're better than him too. Look at what he's doing with his completions. So I have no problem with like you said, if Love and Caleb are tied, that's fine. But right there, I have an issue because I don't know how much potential is invested in this. First of all, well, he graduated from Oklahoma. Roll Tide. I was one of the guys ready to pull Jalen Hurts' ass out before the damn that. Like again, but I respect the character of the young man, right? But I'll say this even still, and I know that there's been a lot of up and downs with Trevor Lawrence. I think I would probably move Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield back. I would slip up Jalen Hurts just out of respect. And I know, I'm sure some of this has to do with his hesitancy to let go. Like that whole A.J. Brown, it seemed like and I'm talking about Jalen Hurts' desire to not create turnovers is actually stopping him from holding that offense back. Like, brother, sometimes you got to put it in play. You know what I'm saying? I know, particularly being one of us and the fears of he throwing the ball, he turned the ball, you know, and all that, but you got to put it in play because you just ran off a premium receiver. Not to say he wasn't giving you headaches, but that's on you to make sure that you get him the ball consistently and the offense is flowing. I know the offensive coordinator has turned over so much since he was in college and all that, but he still won a Super Bowl and been a major factor in the reason why a team won a Super Bowl. I still think Trevor Lawrence I hate to say he has a lot of potential because he's been in the league for a decent amount of time now to say that he still has a lot of potential, but still you can see why he got drafted number 1. Sam Darnold is good, but I still don't believe he's a guy I can count. I think he's a winner. Let me say that. Sam Darnold's a winner. But if he was put in a situation where like Caleb had to do last year, I don't think you would have gotten to Sam Darnold. Like he's in the best situation when you don't need him and he can just pop out in spurts compared to like, no, this falls on you, Sam. It's like, oh no. And again, I hate to disrespect you, but I'm disrespecting you. But yeah,
that whole thing about Jalen Hurts you just said, by the way, is careful to not throw the ball, away or throw it to the other team. You mean like Caleb, right?
Yeah, but Caleb puts the ball in play. Like
Caleb also was. When Caleb was struggling, he also did not want to turn the ball over. Like he did not throw it in there in a tight spot until later on. I thought.
I put it like this. I think one, they're both at different points of their career. So like we're talking about a guy that's won the Super Bowl, right? Got his big contract. Caleb learning last year how to play NFL football from the quarterback position. I could see why he could be. I would give him more leeway is a better way for me to phrase that. I would give Caleb more leeway, but even still, I would say, Hoodie, I think Caleb puts it on the line more than Jalen Hurts. Like there seems to be, I don't know if it's the offensive play calling with the Eagles, but it also is his accuracy too. Like there are some Jalen Hurts accuracy issues at time where it just seems like the ball is overthrown or underthrown. But yeah, I still got to put respect on the man winning the Super Bowl and being one of the main reasons.
All right. Any other omissions from tier 2 before we move to tier 3? Because we got comedy later on in this thing. We have some comedy.
Roll it.
No. Well, we'll go to tier 3 now. So tier 3, according to Mike Sando from theathletic.com, is Bo Nix from the Broncos, Aaron Rodgers with Pittsburgh, CJ Stroud, Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Kyler Murray, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward from Tennessee, Tyler Shuck from the Saints, Tua Tagovailoa from the Vikings, and Kirk Cousins. That's your tier 3. What do you think of that? Should any one of these guys be in tier 2?
I mean, I feel that Bo Nix shouldn't be with these guys, to be honest with you. Like
really?
If I'm Bo Nix and I'm entering, and I'm not a Bo Nix guy. I'm really not a Bo Nix guy. But if I'm Bo Nix and I'm entering the club and I'm coming with these guys, I'm gonna be like, man, I ain't do what I need to do. Like I think really going after last year, if we're being honest, because this to me, I think this guy to do a potential. I'm snatching either Jaden, he won a Super. I would say Sam. I'm putting Bo Nix up there, man. Jaden Daniels missed all of last season, basically. Like, I don't know who Jaden Daniels is, to be honest. Like, seriously. And I love Jaden Daniels. I was a person where I had Caleb here and Jaden Daniels here. I didn't think my only fear with Jaden Daniels was him being slight. All right. If Jaden Daniels was thick, Caleb, I love you, but I would have been team Jaden Daniels. All right. Like, but how he ran, my fear was always Jaden Daniels is gonna get hurt in this league, right? And that has come true. So I have to see. And now, if Jaden Daniels is a Jaden Daniels from his rookie year, shoot, he damn near needs to be on the second tier. He needs to be on the first group in the second tier if he's that guy from the rookie season. I just have to see if he is that guy. But yeah, I don't like Bo Nix on this list, and I'm not a Bo Nix guy, but just he almost made it to the Super Bowl last year. He has one of the smartest offensive minds in football as his head coach, because I think Sean Payton is giving a play call in this season. No, like everything's set up for Bo Nix to be good for a long time. And again, like I say, I'm not a Bo Nix guy, but Sean Payton knew who he wanted. He got who he wanted, and it looks like, oh, I see why you wanted him. You know what I'm saying? So if he's going to be this Drew Brees style of QB with looking like he has a stronger arm, he doesn't have the cannon, but he has a stronger arm than Drew Brees. I think he deserves to be bumped up from the rest of these guys. Rest of these guys, I don't know these men.
So you know what? It's funny that you say that about Jaden Daniels, the Washington quarterback. Who is Jaden Daniels? Who's CJ Stroud? CJ Stroud. Are you going to hold D'Amico Ryans back from getting the ring? Because your defense is elite, right? Elite. we talk about the trenches around here on the show all the time, right? Their trenches is tight, but CJ Stroud several years ago is how Caleb Williams gets a claim now, right? And before that, it was Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels got that. So CJ Stroud a couple of years ago, we said, young man's got some moxie. He gets the ball down the field along with that defense. You got something there. Is Houston at a crossroads at quarterback? I don't have the contract in front of me. I don't know if this is his 4th year or 5th year.
No,
is he in a contract year?
Anderson got paid. Anderson just got paid. So they're letting you know we don't know really when it comes to him right now. And again, rightfully so. I mean, listen, he's the reason. If you're talking about the run they could have went on last year, he's the reason they couldn't go on that run. As you said, the defense is elite. You thought from his rookie season, oh my goodness, imagine how this guy, if he's already processing at this rate as a rookie, imagine where he's going to be in 3 years. And there's been nothing but regression. And also the league knowing his tendencies, CJ, listen, see, this list needs to be moved around a little bit, because this is just the bad. We get into the doldrums.
well, here's what you look at. Okay, so Kyler Murray, who's supposed to pull the nose up for Minnesota, right? With O'Connell, who's a terrific offensive mind. They have him overall at 23. The 23rd best quarterback in the National Football League is Kyler Murray. How's that gonna work?
I don't know. I mean, you got one of the smartest quarterback whisperers in Kevin O'Connell. So you have to think that that's got to be a positive. You never know if 9 could take another step with McCarthy. But, man, I mean, the thing is, you got Kevin O'Connell. And, I mean, I don't trust Kyler Murray as far as I could pick him up and throw him. But it's the coach. Listen, I would have no faith at all if they didn't have him as a head coach. I'm interested to see what happens, but I think the safety net of, okay, JJ McCarthy only played 1 season, and I'm not a JJ McCarthy guy, but he's only played 1 season because he was injured during his rookie season. The weapons are there. That's the crazy part about the Vikings. The weapons, they're ready to go. I mean, if you even look at, and I'm talking about the offense, of course, with the tandem at, even with the tight end, but the tandem at Addison, and of course, arguably the best wide receiver in Jefferson. But the thing is, when what's his name? What's the defensive coordinator's name for the Vikings? The black brother that was the head coach.
Flores.
Yeah, when Mike Flores got there, they didn't have anything, and he still turned that defense up. He was doing what he does with his exoticness, right? Now they got guys, or guys that he prefers there. So you got a guy, even if you don't have stalwarts at every level on the defense, you got one of the smartest defensive minds in football. The thing that's holding the Vikings back is that they let Sam Darnold walk out the door.
Yeah, man.
It's the quarterback position. And again, if they can fix that, listen, look out. The NFC North, watch out, because you basically have 4 teams that could win the NFC North. What are you about to say?
No, go ahead.
No, I don't know how many other I know, of course, the AFC West is like that. But I don't know who else has all 4 teams that you think could perhaps take the division.
Now, sir, we go to tier 4, the very last tier of this Mike Sando piece from theathletic.com. Let me ask you a question.
No.
Have you ever felt surrounded at the club?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so
wow.
With this tier 4 list, it's brother Malik Willis, Geno Smith, Deshaun Watson, Michael Penix, Penix, Jacoby Brissett, J.J. McCarthy, and Shedeur Sanders. J.J. McCarthy is surrounded at the club, and that's the tier 4 club. He walks in like, "Hi guys, how's it going?" And it's Shedeur Sanders like, "Man, I'm the best." Brother Brissett, "I'm just a veteran, man. I'm just holding it down for Teddy Bridgewater." Here's Michael Penix, just like, "Yeah, I got cousins out of town." Here's slippery when wet and Deshaun Watson, nasty ass. Geno Smith, the venerable veteran, still holding on. And you got Brother Willis, who's finally got a chance and getting paid. What a list of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. And they put J.J. McCarthy and they surrounded him. Now, here's the thing. All these quarterbacks, Ken, we should be offended.
I feel this is pre-Rosa Parks sitting in front. Let's put them all in the back.
What is
why one back there? I forget it. No, you put that back there too. That's what. Damn.
What in
this is what happened? Wait, this is what happened when we get more black quarterbacks in the NFL.
Push him to the back. Tier 4.
Put him in the back. In the back.
Sando went through the list and is like, "Yeah, what about these guys?" There you go. Fuck. I mean, look at that. Look at that. 6 out of the 7 quarterbacks in Tier 4 are African American, which is hilarious to me. And then there's J.J. McCarthy with the 1 year. He's surrounded. He's like, guys, so what do you want to do today? And they're like, JJ, get out.
Listen, he's got to be his alter ego when he's running with this pack. He's third person calling himself 9. Like, man, 9 don't even mess around like that. They're like, what? He got the chain on. Like,
he turns into Jason Williams.
Yeah,
like, becomes
vanilla up in here. Let them run up in here, man. I got my fire on me. You know, like JJ is when he with that many brothers. Oh yeah, he talking all types of stuff. Man, Michigan, you know how we get down over there at the U. But yeah, man, this is bad business for us, man. I feel this is what equality is about, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, because I was gonna start scrolling up to see. Like it's a couple white guys I can pull back here.
This is the list. This is it.
No, I see, but it's just I was thinking like there's no dude there. I can't. Well, you know what?
Let me give you your own box about the black quarterback. Please go. I want you to explain to the audience what happened there.
He's getting out of here, everybody. They got to protect the day job. I'm trying to see if I could move.
I already said that's a tragedy. What are you talking about?
I'm joking with you, sir. I'm joking with you. All right.
Your own box, sir. Go ahead.
All right. I'm trying to get Kirk Cousins to come to the back of the bus. But when I look at the back of the bus, none of these guys have Kirk Cousins' resume. And again, of course, we know he's going to get an opportunity. We know whose job it will be with the Las Vegas Raiders, but clearly it seems like they're going to take their time and not thrust the rookie into the starting lineup. I mean, dog, this is a lot. My only thing is this, because a lot of this seem to have potential in it, right? And I don't know. I think it's a chance Malik Willis could pop, right? And so he's the person on here that I'm kind of like, and again, I'm going off of this list. You have to say this list has potential factored into the algorithm. It has to with where some of these guys are with how little they've been in the league. But I feel like people are so out on Malik Willis. They're like, they don't want to give him a chance. And it's like, dog, do you know people will be salivating over a guy that was drafted to start, went and has been under a smart offensive-minded head coach for multiple seasons, got to play at crunch time, has the ability to throw and pass, to run and pass, and still young. I felt like more teams should, and I know partially it's because of the next year's draft or whatever, being a strong quarterback draft, but I felt like more teams should have been in on the opportunity because, well, he got a 2-year deal. You don't get out of that deal in the season. And to be honest with you, I felt like he was a flyer on something that could become something, and not enough teams were willing to take that risk. And I mean, we seen it up close here with the Bears, what Malik Willis can do when you don't know he's coming into the game and you're not practicing for a mobile quarterback, right? So I know that factors in, but that Malik Willis is the only guy here. I mean, Geno, I'm happy that Geno turned his career around from being a bust. Deshaun Watson is everything you said and worse.
Does Deshaun Watson win the job in Cleveland? I kind of think he may.
But okay, this is my thing. Do you think the head coach is going to get fired due to whatever happens in this season in Cleveland?
No. Well, he just got here. No, they're
Right.
not firing him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because that to me, every time I hear people with the Cleveland kind of debate, they make it seem like the head coach is on the hot seat, and I'm like, he's a rookie. They know. I mean, they're going to give him time. They understand. They know what their quarterback room is. They're there to see what their quarterback room. To me, this is the question: are you going to re-sign Deshaun Watson if he plays well enough? If not, first, let me say this: first, see what them kids can do. And if the kid, I forget what his name from Oregon, if he's not going to be in the mix, cool. But find out if Shedeur can play for real. Like give Shedeur at least four starts. If he falls flat on his face, you can always insert Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, for me, so you're saying you would go the opposite way? You would say, let's give it to Deshaun, and then if he falters, we're bringing the other guys. But for me, find out what you got, because I don't see them re-signing Deshaun Watson.
I guess what I'd ask you, Ken, is like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Are you trying to get the number 1 draft pick? Because it's Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel
is from Oregon, and Taylon Green as a quarterback. So what do you want? Are you trying to get the number 1 draft pick?
I want the number 1 pick, and
I want play Shedeur. So
that's what I'm saying. But look, I want to know if Shedeur is good, and I want the number 1 pick, because Deshaun Watson has been so. Let me even think about this. So Deshaun Watson plays well this year. Are you going to trust him? Because he's only been injured his entire time. He's only been either bad or hurt his entire time as a Brown. All right. That's the only thing he's done. And you gave him a fully guaranteed contract. So you doubling down with that? Because you committed a cardinal sin in the first place by trading for him. And yes. Karma's a what, right?
Yes. So
I'm trying to get it from up under that dark cloud as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm starting Shedeur because, one, if it gives me an opportunity to draft Arch or whoever, you know what I'm saying? I get that. I'm making sure my record is bad compared to the chance that Deshaun can somewhat get back to the player he was when he was a Texan. I'm starting Shedeur to make sure Shedeur is not good. And then, because then if Shedeur is decent, I at least know, one, I don't have to rush that rookie, and sooner or later I could trade Shedeur when the rookie is ready to start.
It's unbelievable that we're having this conversation about Deshaun Watson, for real, because he's just not playing for my organization. There's only so many allegedlys, and I'm going to pay this chick off that you can do, right? I mean, like 25 women. 25. Did you fight in court and say, no, actually, I don't know this woman? You didn't do that. You just paid him off. I feel like the Browns in some ways also had something to do with this too. It's like, we'll sign you. I got a little legal problem. Okay, we'll go over the top to make sure that you're paid well. It will take care of your legal fees. And yet you get a chance to play football. I can't believe we're actually having this conversation and of course, we're the trenches. So we're just talking about it from a football standpoint, but from a morality standpoint, his record, Ken, tells me, like, I mean, I can't trust him with my massage therapist. I can't. You have a sickness. He needs to be taken care of up here before he's taken care of with his shoulder.
Not even a question. And this is I hate to say a great part with something that was so heinous, the actions that allegedly Deshaun Watson did. But the best part for us Bears fans is that the Bears didn't draft him, because the disgusting behavior that the Browns fans had as far as whatever he did, and just some of the stuff you would see at the tailgates or whatever, and how we already saw what a civil war can look like here in Chicago, right? And how people would have been fighting to keep Deshaun Watson here. That would have been the biggest argument. No, whatever. People would still be lying for him if he was a Bear. People would be like, nah, you know how they be, and all this other stuff. And to your point, that many people came at, like, come on, at some point, dude, this is who you are. You know what I'm saying? And always had a little creepish look to him in a way. I've always said on the group chat with the guys that never liked the cut of his jib back at Clemson or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that missing that bullet from the Bears drafting him, because it made the most sense if we're being honest about that. It's funny to go look back at that draft because everything you said about Patrick Mahomes, right? And that's why he wouldn't have went at the top pick, right? But Deshaun Watson was the logical pick in that draft. And to think that how it would have broken here, it would have been so bare for us to finally get a quote unquote stud quarterback and find out that he is a freak nasty dude that likes to assault women.
It's brutal, man. Last thing I have for you is about Caleb Williams, because we need to talk offense, right? So we need to read what the piece said about Caleb Williams, quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And from the Athletic, it says this. Tell me if you agree with this. First of all, one defensive coordinator said that it doesn't look like the moment is too big for him. Also, it says only Daniel Jones and Drake May improved their year-over-year standing more than Williams, who overtook Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix to rank second among quarterbacks from the 2024 draft class. Only May remains higher. I got all the cut-ups on him, and I'm going, this guy's special, a head coach said. He makes unbelievable throws, and he's fearless. And so one executive says, I think that Caleb Williams will go from a 2 to a possible 1, talking about 1 tier. A couple of plays he made late last year in the playoffs. Not many people can make those plays. You saw it get better and better as they progressed. Williams took 68 sacks as a rookie in 2024. That total plummeted to 24. Think about that shit. From 68 to 24, even though Williams held the ball a league-high 3.09 seconds on average before throwing and taking sacks. And so the last quote for you is, Chicago probably holds the ball longer than most teams just with the stuff that they do. Then you add on Caleb's escapability. He gets out of so many sacks that is better than 90% of the league. Those are some of the quotes about Caleb Williams. Anything that you agree or disagree with?
No. It's funny hearing you say it. It brought flashbacks back. Because you know one thing I hadn't thought about? I hadn't thought about just how many times it seems like he has whatever the slipperiest substance possible on his jersey, from how many huge men had their paws on him. And it was like, oh, that's a sack. And Caleb spins, gets out. Also, the fact that I don't think we knew how fast he was.
Right.
Like, I mean, you knew he could escape, and it was more of I'm escaping to try to, still look down the field. But like, I believe, and I could be wrong, he had one of the fastest runs in the league last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like and everything that they say, like the arm talent, the clutch factor that he has. I mean, I have no problem with saying I think he's going to be better than Drake May. Now, I am biased in this because I'm from Chicago and I wanted Caleb. I wanted them to draft Caleb. I did not like Drake May's footwork. His feet looked confused to me at UNC, if I'm being honest with you. It didn't match what was going on up top with me looking at it. But you see it's matching now. The young man went to a Super Bowl. But the fact that Caleb has an elite arm strength mixed with elite spin and angle. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was taller, he would definitely be son of Patrick Mahomes. Like, if he was just, because it's so much. And you hated that comp when he was at USC, but there is so much Mahomes. Everything you were saying earlier about Patrick Mahomes, a lot of that sounds like what we saw last year with Caleb, and that's year one in Ben Johnson's system. All right. Year one in learning a new language, year one in knowing how he wants it called, knowing how he wants his huddle, pre-huddle, post-huddle, and the breaking, and on top of that, everything I said about Sean Payton, throw that on to Ben Johnson. Now, Ben Johnson has a lot more to prove, but reason I said I like Bo Nix even more is because he's in the coaching structure of Sean Payton. I already was a Caleb guy, and I was a guy that wanted Ben Johnson here desperately. And I believe Caleb was a huge factor outside of proximity. When you're in Detroit and you see what Campbell can do in a city like Detroit and how he galvanized them and how that city loves their Lions. And you think, oh, imagine if I do that over there. It's bigger, it's brighter, it's better. And the franchise is even more world renowned. I want to go there and do it. And they got the quarterback too. Oh, and he can run. This guy over here, he accurate as what, but he can't do that with his feet. You know what I'm saying? So no, I love to hear that because it just validates what we thought that he could be. Listen, Caleb is everything that we think he can be. It's now about cleaning it up and being more efficient.
It's Bears season because, I put this pass on here, this Chicago Bears media pass, and the wife comes in for a hug. I go, no, Bears season. She comes in to kiss, and I'm like, no, Bears season. Bears season. So I hold up the credential. It's Bears season. You can smooch me on February 14th, but right now, Bears season. She gets done because it's Bears season.
It's so funny that I'm not even listen. I have opinions of what I think may happen this year.
Yes.
But the crazy part is I don't know the last time the Bears have had this much good faith that was actually real. Like this isn't, I hope okay, last year with Cutler, he only had Devin Hester. He needs more weapons, maybe. And mind you, the first year after Jay, I was like, oh snap, he's what was that guy's name that used to quarterback for U of I that played for Indianapolis?
Jeff George.
I said, oh my goodness, he's Jeff George. Mm-hmm. Right after the first year, I said, he's Jeff George. I was wrong. He's Jeff George. Or even after after they signed Mac that first year and they had that double dunk year, right? Mm-hmm. And honestly, we still was thinking, okay, Mitch maybe has something, but at least he's athletic. And maybe we thought Nagy had 1 year. We thought Nagy was going to find ways to use what Mitch could do, right? Fraudulent player and coach. And right now, and I don't care what anybody says, it's so not fraudulent player and coach. It's like, it's never been this real. Particularly, we're talking about quarterback and head coach with an offensive-minded head coach. Like, it's never been like this. It's like a fantasy, and I haven't really even thought about it because it's like I hate for that fantasy to end. But man, if they're healthy this year, and I know we opened up the show talking about injuries, but if they're key players, and that it was a key player, but if the rest of them can basically stay healthy, particularly their quarterback, man, this could be interesting. Just even regardless, I don't look at this as a Super Bowl year, even though it wouldn't shock me if the Bears went to the Super Bowl. Let me say that.
Wow.
But it wouldn't shock because once you start having a quarterback like that, and look, the Bears go to the Super Bowl, to me, it means they're healthy, and everything that Dennis Allen, the pastor, was saying was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we got to coach him up. We'd be like, man, Dio and Montez and Grady, Austin Booker snatched it would have to be where that defensive line snapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, or parts of it. Let me say, parts of the line snapped. But like, scoring's not an issue. Like, think about it, dog. They couldn't score more than 19 points 2 years ago consistently. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Scoring's not an issue. Turnovers aren't a issue, even though we have to see, because again, it still is an outlier. They got weapons all over the place. Like, and this isn't a guy that wants to show he's smart by throwing the ball. This is a guy that wants to show you, first, I'm gonna take your will away because I'm gonna run this rock, and then I'm gonna further take it away because then I'm gonna do all this other stuff, and you'll be like, oh my God, first you beat me, and now you're razzling dazzling me to death, and that, I'm telling you, it can be crazy at Hallis Hall when you have that quarterback and that coach combination.
When you get a chance, check your mailbox in the next day or so. I have something for you. You know where it comes from? It comes from Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp.
Right.
Shrimply delicious since 1950. It's exactly right. The best in seafood is at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. I could say this. There's some people who be like, yeah, back in the day, that was the spot. They done fell off. They haven't fallen off. They haven't. Same people that's been working there for 40 years still work there at Lawrence's. They just out some of the different locations. Think about this. You start your life working at Lawrence's and you're still there 40 years later. Some of the people I met, it's pretty cool, man. So Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, Shrimply Delicious since 1950. 4 locations: Hillside, Evergreen Park, where Ken goes when he wants to take his Mrs. D out to Olympia Fields. We going out tonight. Where are we going? Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, Olympia Fields.
For sure.
Seems like a long car ride, but then you come right back. And of course, Canal Street as well, right by Sox Park. 4 locations, Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. Tell people, sir, where they can find you with your fine NFL coverage.
You can find me on the Windy City Pod with Alex Shapiro. Follow me at That's Davis on all social media platforms. And let's get it. It's almost time, man. This is the favorite time of the year for a lot of us. We've been waiting for it. Look at the media credential J Hood is holding up right now. So let's have some fun, guys. This is the fun part of the year right here.
What is you and Shapiro got cooked up? Is he going to camp? He's already been up there, right?
Not right now. She's not up there. We got this week. We're talking about Kobe Bryant, and we're definitely doing everything that nuggets from camp that we haven't gone over. We didn't do a show last week. He was out of town, and I had NBC's 5's James Naveau, my former co-host on the Big Country Pod for NBC.
All right.
So check that episode out.
Guess I wasn't available, but at some point
I can't overuse you. I can't over leverage my hoodie. You will be there several times at least this season. I can't dog. You a busy man. Also, all right. You're an extremely busy man. I mean, you're getting the bread. It's so much bread that you're getting to, hoodie. I can't take you away from that bread. Out there, right?
That's right, folks. The trenches. With Ken Davis and Jonathan Hood. Like, share, subscribe, and comment to the trenches. Getting in my pocket. Why? Do you understand there's an FBI truck right here, right outside here?
I apologize. Hey, apologize. They said you never meet your hero. They said you should never meet your heroes. It worked out for me. All right. It worked out for me.
Right outside.
FBI. Hey, let them know I'm not far away, and yes, I got my fire. And I got my fire. Scream out the window. Kid says he has his fire. All right.
Well, at least I know where I get protection. Okay, well, I will do that in these old windows we got here. So, all right. So we know that Ken's got his fire, and this has been the trenches, folks. We will talk to you next time as we dig deep. Keep your hand in the dirt and your hearts to the sky. It's football time, folks. The trenches. So long, everybody.